You're watching the Comcast Network. CN 100, Chicago.
CN 100's final game of the week for the basketball season showcased two perennial programs in Chicago, vying for one spot downstate in Peoria.
This is what it takes to be great. Everything I make, gonna be great. This is what it takes to be great. Everything I make, gonna be great.
And 2-1, go to 5 cue.
CN 100 Sports is proud to present Inside Game of the Week at the 2018 Chicago State Super Sectional.
Welcome to Chicago State University, everybody, for the CN 100 Game of the Week. And it's a good one tonight, folks. We have a 4A boys Super Sectional matchup, Whitney Young against Simeon.
The Wolverines rolled into tonight's matchup as the favorites, but awaiting them in the opposing locker room was a familiar and formidable foe.
Guys, we talked about it at the very onset of the season. We talked about playing in Peoria in spite of all the ups and downs, the hills and the bumps and the valleys and all of the other stuff. We're here.
We got to go out here and execute the way we know how to execute. We got to go out here and play as hard as we can play. You know, we got to do the smart things. We got to play together like we were doing earlier in the year.
Guys, we talked about the X's and O's. We've talked about the personnel. Now it comes out to every one of you in this room, individually and collectively, doing your job. Today, in spite of whatever goes on, guys, let's stay together. If there's a run, stay together. If we make a run, stay together. Guys, let's play together. Let's play as a team. But most importantly, guys, let's play for each other. Let's play for each other. We talked about it. Let's play for each other.
We've been in a bunch of these games, y'all. I don't think nobody, definitely in the state, has been in many games like this. So we battle tested. We done been through all this stuff. Now it's time to perform.
What we have for you tonight is a rematch of last year's 4A state championship game.
Let me remind everybody that the defending 4A state champions are still the Whitney Young Dolphins, and they are one win away from heading back to Peoria to try to repeat as 4A state champions.
But everybody's talking about Simeon, but when you have the best player in the state of Illinois, and Taylor Horton Tucker, you're supposed to win.
A berth in the state semifinals on the line, and it seems like in 4A over the course of the last decade, if Whitney Young hasn't won the 4A title, Simeon has, and they are the odds-on favorite to do it again this year.
Yeah, well, Simeon's a really deep team, Jim. They can go 9-10 guys deep, and of course, it's the one thing that will never change. That's the Simeon system.
The #1 ranked Simeon Wolverines and the defending state champion Whitney Young Dolphins at the Chicago State Super Sectional. The stage for this heavyweight bout was set. Time to ring the bell.
And the opening tip is controlled by Whitney Young.
Coach Tyrone Slaughter understood the importance of his team getting off to a fast start.
And Whitney Young is off to a quick 4-0 lead after Miles Baker knocks one in.
Same for Coach Rob Smith and the Wolverines.
Against this Whitney Young team, Simeon cannot afford to have a slow start.
Who worked their offense through its versatile 6'5" senior leader.
Taylor Horton Tucker to the free throw line, off balance, and got it to roll.
Taylor Horton Tucker, the star of Simeon, Jim. He's the best player in the state of Illinois. But this team does not win without Messiah Jones.
And early on, he showed you why on the defensive end.
Nice drive, Castaneda. That was blocked into the cheat seats by Messiah Jones.
Guys, on that side of the floor, what are we doing? We're icing it, guys. You don't got to stay in the game. You ought to open your mouth. Everybody's in the game.
The Wolverines were down 6-2. But how quickly things can change.
Taylor Horton Tucker, little runner off glass. That was pure.
With threats from both the inside and outside.
Long three, Kewan Clements, and Simeon has their first lead of the game.
It appeared the Wolverines' offense was starting to take off. and everyone was getting involved.
Beautiful. Oh, that was really cool because Simmons didn't even watch Kewan Clemens take the shot. He knew it was in.
After falling behind, the Wolverines went on a 7-0 run until Miles Baker cleaned up for the Dolphins. But back the other way, the Chicago Sun-Times Player of the Year, Simeon's star guard, scored 6 of the Wolverines' first 11 points.
Bring it out, bring it out!
Castaneda will back up. He'll reset the Whitney Young offense. Simeon leading by 3. Castaneda trying to get around Clemens, couldn't do it. Kozakowski, he'll drive and lost the basketball. First turnover by the Dolphins.
And the Wolverines would make it hurt.
Clemens, step back 3, that's good.
The junior's second 3 of the game would help grow Simeon's lead to double digits.
Nice drive off the ball by Tyler Beard.
But the Dolphins would fight back and shrink that deficit. Coach Slaughter's offense was starting to click.
All 3 field goals for Whitney Young have come inside the paint, and that streak is stopped by Xavier Castaneda, who hits a 3 and pulls Whitney Young to within 5.
But the defense still had some work to do. With THT and company, that would be a tough task.
Taylor Horton Tucker right on the 3-point line. Spin move, goes baseline, pulls up, switches hands, and hits it. So after getting 5 consecutive points, Whitney Young looking at ending the quarter by giving up maybe 5 if Simeon hits a 3 here. Instead, it's a drive by Xavier Pinson, and he knocks one in.
The Wolverines were clearly in control as the first quarter was coming to an end.
Down the lane, and would have counted if it had gone, but Baker couldn't hit it, and that will bring an end to the opening quarter of play. Simeon leading Whitney Young at the end of 1.
We've got to push the tempo, but we've got to get help on the weak side. Right now, we are not getting out of the paint for charges. They're all there, and then we have to keep getting to the basket. Guys, we've lost the basketball game here because our weak side help is not available. Guys, the ball is on this side, and everybody is outside of the paint.
They can't stop us when we're running our offense. When we start doing stuff out the offense, that's when we start having some problems. All right? Let's make sure we run offense when they ball, right? And these two.
We've got to take the charge on Taylor on the spin.
That's the ball game.
Go.
Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Defense.
The Dolphins fell behind 7 after the first quarter, and Coach Slaughter emphasized his team's need to get to the basket.
Baker has 6, Whitney Young down by 5.
But also knew they needed to pick up the pressure on the defensive end.
They're touched. Ice. Fun.
Taylor Horton Tucker drives, had to get rid of it, he was in trouble. Pittman, well, Pittman had
nowhere to go.
The game looking a little ragged right now, which is not something you see very often out of these two teams.
Guys, we have got to get to the help outside of the paint, and we got to get there quicker.
Coach Slaughter's Dolphins were beginning to respond. Now, if they could only sustain that momentum.
I would say so far, Whitney Young's actually doing a nice job on Taylor Horton.
I think they are.
They're not letting him get rolling, but THT will get an assist there as he feeds Messiah Jones inside for his first bucket of the night.
Whitney Young continued to push the tempo.
Freeman down the floor, and he's able to lay it in with his right hand.
Boy, is he good.
Javon Freeman and the Dolphins were starting to heat up. Meanwhile, Robert Smith and Simeon went cold.
Jay! Stay up, take it! Stay down, box!
Kenny Pittman back out, open for the 3, unable to hit was Xavier Pinson, and then turned over back to the Wolverines. Taylor Horton Tucker saw the opportunity to drive, then got his pocket picked from behind, got it right back. It is a foul on Taylor Horton Tucker.
How many does he have? Who was that foul on? Was that on Taylor? That's got to be a second. Okay.
Despite the Dolphins playing better in the second quarter, they still trailed by 5.
Whitney Young trying to make it a 1-possession game, 3-pointer on the way, and it's a 2-point game.
Coach Smith could only watch as his team's double-digit lead was slipping away.
Attempted a drive by Freeman, got stopped, fed the baseline. Beard couldn't get it to go. Knocked around and tipped in by the guy who started it all, Javon Freeman. Midway through the second quarter, we have a tie game. Whitney Young has outscored Simeon 9-2 in the second quarter of play. Stolen away. Tyler Beard. And Whitney Young has the lead.
Whitney Young had completely flipped the script, and the Wolverines needed a response.
Dolphins looking to add to their lead. Miles Baker backs off of the basketball, picks up the double team, had it taken away by THT. He's all by himself.
Leave it to the senior to step up.
1-on-3, it doesn't make any difference, he puts it in.
But the Dolphins had a senior with an answer of his own.
Step back three, top of the key, and that one rattles home for Freeman.
Both the Whitney Young and the Simeon offenses were starting to get into a rhythm.
Xavier Pinson, little runner and a one-hander. He made that one look easy.
But as the first half was coming to a close, the Wolverines slowed it down for the final shot in typical Simeon fashion.
You're stunning and getting back. We can't let him get a big three because he can bust it open with a big three.
7 seconds to go. Kewan Clements, 5 seconds to go. Three-pointer and hit the back of the iron, no good. Rebound and time will run out. Simeon leads at the end of the first half, 30-29.
I thought defensively we lacked up a little bit in the end of the first quarter and the start of the second quarter. We really should be down right now. We should be down as bad as we're playing. Offensively, we got to do a better job.
All right, guys. Good first half. 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 Guys, I asked you all that you want to win. I asked you if you want to win. You all said you did. The ball is here. We're guarding it here. This man is out here. This guy's got to be in the paint. When he starts to drive, we have to get to the outside of the paint to take the charge. Whoever's here got to drop and take that. Guys, we're getting caught inside of here, and we're getting blocking fouls.
Here lies the problem again. When the other guys get in, when we sub, y'all got to be knowing what's going on in the offense. So what only we can do? Run 5-man motion. So now it's like we're playing one-on-one basketball. When we got that first group in, we got movement. Guys are getting where they're supposed to be at. We're getting wide open layups. We're getting everything we're supposed to be doing. Come on, we got 16 minutes, man. Got 16 minutes.
What was the message to your ball club at halftime?
Continue to defend, and we have to pick up the tempo of the ball game. We've allowed ourselves to be slowed down a little bit. We have to clean up some of the extra shots, and we got to find a way to get to Taylor before he gets into the paint.
It seemed like offensively you're in a little bit better of a flow, a little bit more of a rhythm tonight than you were in the semifinal of the Public League.
Yeah, and that has a lot to do with the fact that we weren't settling for three-point shots. We made a couple, we took about 4, but we didn't settle, and we were able to get to the basket. And when we're able to do that, we're a better basketball team.
Coach Slaughter's message to the Dolphins was heard loud and clear, and they came out in the second half, ready to execute.
Javon Freeman with the basketball into the corner. Three-pointer on the way by Baker is good. Whitney Young back out on top.
And this is what they have to do, Jim. And you know what? They get down court. Baker was the first one down court, set up in that left corner. They got him the basketball. That's what they have to do.
Taylor Horton Tucker. Wow, was that a put on the brakes and put up a shot move, but he couldn't hit it.
Timeout, Wolverines. Coach Smith was not happy with what he saw from his team to start the third.
Come on, man. Y'all want to win. Come on, y'all go. Come on, go.
Look, when we come back in offensive transition, Jake, stop running to the corner. Stop running to the corner so when we get it here, set the drag string. And then you be ready to attack. You got to attack McGuire. You got to attack him. Set that back screen and go. Miles, we got you on Pittman on the cross screen. Here, we want you to work.
Castaneda will bring it up for the Whitney Young Dolphins. We're just under 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Whitney Young has had the better part of the action here in the third quarter, but I would not say they are exactly burning it up right now. Defense is kind of taking over here in the second half. Miles Baker passes off, jumper on the way, three-pointer. Justin Boyd, the fourth different Dolphin to hit a three-pointer.
The Wolverines were down by 4.
Simeon has been in this position before against Brother Rice and against Marist.
Yeah, but one thing you know about Simeon, they will not panic.
And why would you when you I've got THT, who gave the Wolverines their first field goal of the second half.
You gotta take the damn baseline away.
But could they stop Whitney Young's three-point assault? The Dolphins stayed hot from beyond the arc.
Castaneda has 3 3-pointers in the game, 11 points in the contest, and the Dolphins now have 6 3-pointers as a team.
Meanwhile, the Wolverines' offense was flat. It seemed all the momentum was with the Dolphins.
The Whitney Young Dolphins are doing everything you have to do, and they're getting some turnovers as well.
Boy, and that's an unforced turnover because he just threw the ball away with his left hand.
Starting to get really interesting, folks.
Whitney Young looked to build on their largest lead of the game.
Javon Freeman wanted to go baseline, cut off by Zion Young. 3-pointer on the way, and that one is drained by Justin Boyd, his second 3 of the night.
Boy, he's a 3-point specialist tonight.
An 8-point lead for the Whitney Young Dolphins, and we are at the midway point of the third quarter.
Come on, man! Help it!
THT trying to get free, and he gets a 5-second
count,
courtesy of Miles Baker.
It was looking bleak for Illinois' top-ranked team.
Down! I got it! Stop it! We're excited.
As the defending state champions were playing like a team on a mission.
Stop, pop, and it drops. Everything falling for Whitney Young as Javon Freeman poses at the end of a 14-3 Whitney Young run.
The Wolverines turned to the team's leading scorer to claw their way back.
Inside, Taylor Horton Tucker missed the first one and then tips in the second one. He has 18 points in the game.
After a pair of free throws from Taylor Horton Tucker, Simeon trailed by 5 as the clock ticked down to end the third.
Castaneda with 8, had it taken away up the floor. Here comes Xavier Pinson, 4 seconds left. Pinson puts it up. Got it to go. And that will end the third quarter of play.
After trailing by 9 points in the final minute, the Wolverines finished the third quarter down only 3.
But we're missing shots down here, and then we miss layups down here. On the glass. It's our ball coming out. What are we running here? You gotta get your bond something.
You gotta win it on that end down there. You gotta guard. Rebound, you want?
You got a rebound, man. That was a rebound. You're standing off to the side. Go in there and get it. Everybody.
Let's go.
Simeon was looking to build on its momentum to start the fourth quarter. With 8 minutes left and a trip to Peoria on the line, it was time to find out which team wants it more.
Taylor Horton Tucker misses there to clean up the rebound is Xavier Pinson.
Boy, nice rebound by Pinson. Came in with a little push. It wasn't called. He goes right to the basket.
Oh, hard screen set at the top of the key by Justin Boyd. Pinson ends up with it and gets off the deck and slams it home.
Offense off the defense.
Xavier Pinson made his intentions known.
But now here comes Whitney Young.
Trying to answer at the other end. They missed twice. And Simeon has the basketball with a chance to take the lead. Taylor Horton Tucker, player of the year, showing you why.
And we have a fourth quarter now. Simeon has taken control from that point when I yelled run the quarter out. Whitney Young has not scored a basket.
It took 2 minutes of game time for Simeon to wipe out a 10-point lead.
Now up by 1 point, the Wolverines slowed down the pace.
Get it to the meal ticket. Taylor Horton Tucker, up and under move, puts it in.
It's an up and under big time move.
Wolverines lead by 3.
Robert Smith's team was currently on a 16-3 run, while the Dolphins were in the midst of a 6-minute stretch without making a field goal.
For all the great work Whitney Young did in the third, they find themselves in a tight spot now. That's one way to get out of it. Beard goes in, gets the bucket, gets fouled. It's on Zion Young.
With 3.5 minutes remaining and still trailing by 3, Whitney Young's offense was getting back in rhythm.
Castaneda had an open lane, puts it up and in. He gets fouled to go to the line.
Thanks to the careful orchestration from its senior point guard.
Backing out with the basketball is Castaneda. Whitney Young can take the lead here. Castaneda spins, goes around Clements, open for a three. Good! Whitney Young has the lead.
What a great play by Castaneda.
Timeout, Whitney Young. Coach Slaughter wanted a word.
Guys, listen, we're all right. Listen, we've all got to be solid. Whoever has Bryce and number one, when they have it, we got to press up on them. Everybody else, we're fighting with Taylor. If he gets it, we're doubling him. Everybody understands it? We're doubling. Everybody rotate. 5 guys rebound.
Robert Smith's squad found themselves down 2.
Come on, y'all. Gotta get a good basket right up. Then we gotta get a stop.
With just over 3 minutes remaining in the 4A Super Sectional, it was no time for the number 1 ranked Wolverines to panic just yet. It was clear these two heavyweights were in for a fight until the very end.
Reverse and in by Zion Young. And we are tied at 55 with under 3 minutes to go. Kewan Clements, well, a little screen and roll wasn't there. Now Taylor Horton Tucker gets it. He's guarded by Miles Baker. Under 2 minutes to go. Lost the basketball. Javon Freeman comes up with it. Freeman on Clements, puts it up. Follow is good. Tipped in by Tyler Beard. The Dolphins lead it by 2. Minute and a half to go. Simeon not on the ropes yet. But they're getting backed into the corner. Three-pointer, nothing but net. Zion Young, timeout, Simeon, the Wolverines lead it by 1.
I want him. I want 2 on the ball. 1 to 2.
Guys, and everybody works. When we make it, we'll get a timeout. Let's get back on D. Everybody's got it. Let's go. All right.
Castaneda with the basketball. Picked up on the double team. Beard drives baseline, fired it into the lane, and it's picked off by Kewan Clements. Now Whitney Young has a little bit of a problem, and it will be a timeout called by the Wolverines.
All right, guys, we're solid. We're going to trap the sideline and the corner. When Taylor gets it, we got to get it out of his hands, but we got to rotate to the rim. We can't let him throw it to people that are wide open. Everybody understands that?
Hey, listen, we should be getting foul or layup. That's it. Nothing, no jump shot. Layup or foul.
Know where the shooters are. Close out hard, make them do something. We're all right. And everybody rebound. Somebody take a charge. Where?
Out of the timeout, Whitney Young was forced to commit the foul, and Kewan Clements would make both free throws to put Simeon up 3. With 30 seconds left, it was desperation time for the Dolphins.
Ziolkowski, that's his first three-pointer of the night, and he ties it up.
What a time for your third three-pointer.
The Dolphins and Wolverines were tied at 60 after trading blows the entire night.
15 seconds left.
But Simeon had the opportunity to deliver the final knockout.
10 seconds to go. Taylor Horton Tucker wants it and gets it. THT looks at the clock.
And would leave it in the hands of their trusted seaman, Taylor Horton Tucker, to punch the Wolverines' ticket to Peoria.
Taylor Horton Tucker for the win. Rattles in and out. We are going to overtime.
But instead of a buzzer beater, more work left for the Wolverines, who just can't seem to shake their city rivals from Whitney Young.
2 times in the last 4 years, the Simeon Wolverines have been knocked out of the state tournament by the Whitney Young Dolphins. Last year it came in the state title game. Can Whitney Young do it for a 3rd time in 5 years?
Boy, too bad this is not a state title game. I can't imagine the state title game be better than this.
And the tip-off was a little bit on the ugly side, but we're going.
The Wolverines had the first opportunity to unbreak the tie.
Kenny Pittman swings it into the corner. Three-pointer, that one no good. Almost went into the carom, actually. Castaneda comes up with the rebound. And now Whitney Young will get a chance to score first here in the extra period. Castaneda jab step. Fed Freeman. Whitney Young leads by 2.
But instead, it was the Dolphins that jumped out in front.
Freeman has 15 in the game.
But the Knights' leading scorer had an answer.
Taylor Horton Tucker had to get rid of it because Kozakowski came over the double team, and it didn't matter.
Oh, now he has 24.
After running a minute and a half off the clock, the Dolphins responded.
Castaneda drives down the lane and hits it. Whitney Young up by a pair. Simeon has 80 seconds to try and do something, and that was not what they were looking for. Ball loose. What a pass! Caught it in midair. Jones fed Zion Young, and we're tied again.
But Whitney Young remained in control, and after making key free throws, the Dolphins had the #1 ranked team in the state on the ropes.
Clemens, Zion Young. Young down the lane, passed out and gave it away. Whitney Young has the basketball. What a game by the Whitney Young Dolphins. The defending 4A state champions, they get a victory when, quite honestly, they were being a little bit overlooked.
Nice job, boy. Way to play. You're a warrior out there, man. Nice job, son. Keep your head up, head up. Nice job.
Whitney Young will attempt to win back-to-back titles for the first time in school history.
Guys, Whitney Young today, you guys want an opportunity to play for a championship. Give yourselves a hand, man. Give yourselves a hand. Guys, I go back to like I told you all yesterday. If you do what we say, don't go with your own stuff. Just do what we say. Guys, we knew the plays they were going to run. We knew the people they were going to run them to. And what did? We defended them. But most importantly, guys, even when the road got a little rocky, we stayed together.
Well, as bad as we played, we still had a chance to win. You know, we up 3 at the free throw line with 30, 40-something seconds left, and it's 1-on-1. You know, and we missed the first free throw. We just make one of them. We got different ball games, so.
There's a saying, sometime in the Bible, they say, sometimes I feel discouraged, I feel that my work is in vain. But that's when the Holy Spirit revives my soul again. Guys, my soul has been revived today. My soul has been revived through these playoffs when you all answered every call. 2 overtimes in a row. 6 guys, 7 guys. But did you quit? No, you stayed at it. You stayed on the wall, guys. That's what champions are built off of. People that stay on the wall. They talk to me about Whitney Young, they not tough. I tell them all the time. We have 5 people with perfect ACTs. We are mentally tough. We may not be physically tough, but we're mentally tough, guys. You all are mentally tough today, guys. This is what I'm talking about. Who would have ever said that we were going back down state again this year?
You know, somebody has to win, somebody has to lose, and when you get to this point, you got to do, you know, what's right. You got to make the plays, and they made the plays. They made their free throws. You know, they made the plays they needed to make to get to the next game.
Yeah, baby, let's get this state championship. Go, 3, 6, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6.
The Dolphins' road to back-to-back state championships was not yet complete. But with a win at the Chicago State Super Sectional, Whitney Young was now one step closer. Thanks for watching CN100 Sports, Inside Game of the Week.
You may be surprised by what's buried in your yard. Below the ground lies a vast network of utility lines that provide you with services such as water, electricity, and cable. To avoid personal injury and damage to those lines, call Julie, the Joint Utility Locating Information for Excavators. And remember, state law requires you to contact Julie 48 hours prior to any digging project. Call or click before you dig. Dial 811 or log on to IllinoisOneCall.com.
Looking for information on your Xfinity service or want to know more about an Xfinity service you don't have? Then tune into Xfinity Info Channel 101 today. Channel 101 provides around-the-clock access to the latest instructional videos designed to put you in control of your Xfinity services. Learn how to use parental controls, set up voicemail, view self-installation instructions, and much, much more. No matter what time of the day or night, get the latest information on your Xfinity service with Xfinity Info Channel 101.